Thank you for joining us on this episode of Goodnight Gamecast. I am your host, Jesus, and to my distance, I don't know, you're far away. It's my co-host, Mr. 40 Ounce, at Moy Division.
Hello, hello, hello. Good to be back.
Where are you, Moy?
Dude, hold on. Before we go, I love that you started the episode with a little jingle and shit. That was so good. That was so good. I was not expecting that. But I'm good. But I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm thankfully distanced, isolated, but most of all healthy.
Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear. I am also distanced, isolated, healthy, I guess. I mean, I'm not sick, but I wouldn't say I'm healthy.
Okay.
There's a lot of things wrong with my body.
Oh no. Well, as long as you're not fucking coughing up blood or
exactly,
something.
right? Like, I'm
here,
here, we're recording, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, dude, we're good.
We finished Final Fantasy. Like, that's all that matters. Anything that happens afterwards, it's over.
Yeah, dude, we're surviving, dude. We survived the Final Fantasy, dude.
The last of the Fantasies.
That was very lame. I'm sorry.
No, I respect it. So we're back. We're finally recording another episode. We finally figured it out. We summoned the gods of podcasting themselves, and we made it. So we're here. We're going to be delivering some more content for you guys. We're still going to keep that relative schedule that we usually do. So every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific, and then last call every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific. So hopefully that all works out. Hopefully Zencaster doesn't screw us over. But for now, we're gonna talk about some games. Well, one game.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, real quick before I guess we jump into the game. Because we stopped uploading episodes because we did have some technical issues, remotely recording and stuff. But yeah, man, like we found Zencaster and we've been working it. So if you're hearing this, then that means it worked.
Yeah, so shout out Zencaster, sponsor.
There you go, dude. Please. We would greatly appreciate it. But Jesus, what did you want to talk about?
There's this one special game that we want to talk about. We've been playing a lot of games, right, Moy? Tons of games.
Dude, yeah, tons, man. Way too many.
There's points in time where I don't even know what to play, and then I get overwhelmed and I don't play anything.
I feel you, dude.
This quarantine has got me fucked up.
Dude, I get anxious because I'm playing way too many video games. I'm like, oh god, I need the sun. I need to go outside and like breathe because, man, we love video games, dude. But holy shit, man! Like lately, it's been like, okay, I need to find something else because playing 18 hours a day is not healthy.
Yeah, pretty much. But man, like I love staying indoors. Like I love this more than the next guy. But man, it's getting to me, man. Like at this point, like I'm excited to like go take out the trash.
Yeah, dude, no kidding, man.
Yeah, it's weird, man. But yeah, we've been playing a lot of games, man. Animal Crossing's out. We both got into the Valorant beta, so that's been super fucking fun. But we're gonna talk about one game and one game only for this entire episode. Yeah, and that game is Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah.
So we've been waiting.
I can finally sing it because I know. I know.
Moy, this is your second Final Fantasy game, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, because you played 15.
That is correct.
Cool. So
yeah, I played 15. I gave 10 a shot. Didn't really grab me all that much. So I left like in like the early chapters of the game, and then yeah, man, you could say this is. Oh, then I tried 14 for like 3 days, and I was like, I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
And so I dipped, and yeah, man, this is officially my second Final Fantasy game I've played.
Cool. I mean, yeah, it's second Final Fantasy game. It's just like a lot of people don't like 15 took like such a different route than like what Final Fantasy is. So I mean, you could say it's your first, but
okay.
I mean, I'm just joking. I love 15. That's my baby.
It was all right.
It was all right. But the bros, man, the bros.
No, definitely the bros are the game, dude.
Yeah. The story fucking sucks, but the bros.
Yeah, dude, yeah, exactly. The wholesomeness with your bros. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. What was it? Gladius,
Ignis
and
and Prompto.
Ignis and Prompto. Oh, rip Ignis, dude. I miss
Damn,
him.
dude, you can just fucking come out swinging with the spoilers.
It's not spoiler, dude.
But
No one dies. No one dies in that game.
oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Down.
All right.
So yeah, so we
have
both.
you have you played it? I'm just kidding.
So we both finished Final Fantasy VII. We have many thoughts about it. We're gonna kind of
Hmm.
go over everything that we thought about this game, how we feel about its ending, its technical prowess, how long it took to get this fucking game, how how long is it gonna take for the next one, all these kind of
Right.
things. It's gonna be a really interesting conversation because, like I said, Moy's second Final Fantasy, so this is very different. My I don't even know which number I'm on, but
Yeah, because you're a veteran, man. I'm a rookie. You're a vet.
yeah, like pretty much, man. And like I've played the original at least 3 times. Like I'm not trying to like be like, oh fucking I've played it fucking 10 million times. I've like given it like a solid like 3 whole playthroughs.
Okay.
So I like to think I'm like pretty knowledgeable in it. Like I'm not gonna know everything about the game, but I can
Right.
kind of like give my Final Fantasy input as a fan.
For
Um,
sure. For sure.
So yeah, we're I mean, heads up, we will discuss everything about this game. So about like halfway point in this episode, we're gonna go into spoiler territory, but it has a big caveat because Moy hasn't played the original. So we're only
Right.
gonna spoil stuff within remake. So
Right. Yeah.
if it hasn't happened in remake from the original, we're not gonna talk about it. So we're not gonna talk about anything past Midgar.
Dope, dope. Yeah, and we'll give you a heads up, right? In case you don't want to even know anything about the remake, in case you're planning on playing it or you're still playing it right now, we'll let you know beforehand. So in case you want to tune out, and then go listen to our other podcast, Last Call, you're more than welcome to do that. But we'll let you know. We'll give a heads up and shit, so that way you won't get it spoiled.
Yeah, pretty much. So, let's get started, right?
Let's do it.
So, Moy, I want to hear from you first.
A ver.
Um, let's just like before spoilers. So let's talk about just what this game did, what it did right, what it did wrong. What's your like? Give me your like opinion on this game. Like, what did you think in the end?
Okay, dude. So yeah, so I have a lot to say about this game, right? So it took me 41 hours to clear it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in about like 45, but took away 4 hours of idle time because sometimes I just had it running in the back and I was doing other things. So yeah, so 41 hours I would say was my clear time, and I'm sure it's pretty accurate. Since I was pretty hooked most of the time. Well, like I'm not saying most, I was pretty hooked the entire time. So again, this being my first experience with Final Fantasy VII, I mean, I've seen things online, right? Some things that I think are spoilers because I mean, for at least for me, I think those are spoilers. Since I haven't played it, practically everything is. But
Yeah.
no, man, like I just played this game, like without any previous notion to the game, characters, nothing like that. So I did play the demo before the game released. So the first
Okay.
mission,
Yeah, the
uh,
bombing mission.
yeah, that one. And oh man, from just playing that, I knew I was gonna fucking get extraordinarily hooked to this game, dude. Like extremely hooked. For first starters, I think it's a beautiful looking game. It looks fucking amazing. I played it on my PS4 Pro on a 4K monitor, and it looked juicy, dude. It looked really good. There were some graphics, some textures there that were a little blurry once in a while, but nothing that made me enjoy the game less. Right, my experience
Hmm.
with the game was 100% enjoyable, and the graphics in game during the gameplay and the cutscenes. I mean, the cutscenes were just like ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
But with Square Enix games, cutscenes are just magnificent looking. I remember like even like Kingdom Hearts uh, cutscenes like back in '04 were amazing.
Yeah.
So like in these, well, I mean, it's freaking what 16 years later, baby. They're,
Yeah.
they're,
Like,
they're
of
gonna
course.
look, yeah, they're gonna look
I gotta look a
amazing.
little better.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And then the sound design, the music. I mean, I don't know what music is if there was any new music or if it's just like reiterations of the classics from Final Fantasy VII. But the music was amazing. It was just really, really clean. Oh, and by the way, I played this entire game with my headset on. I have
Oh,
a
awesome.
yeah, I have a HyperX revolver, so that shit was crisp, dude, and I was enjoying all the sound. Not only the music was good, but also the sound design was very crisp, man. Footsteps, swords clinking, iron,
Yeah.
like the iron sounds and everything. Voices were the voice acting was amazing. I thought it was beautiful.
I think the voice acting is phenomenal in this game.
Dude, it
They
was
really nailed
so
it.
good. Like you've heard the emotions, right, in their voice. You could hear when they were pissed, when they were happy, when they were serious. All those emotions were translated through very good voice acting by every character, especially Barrett.
Barrett, God,
Dude,
man, like Barrett was incredible in this game. Like I honestly think like he's like hands down like the best character in the game.
dude,
Um,
he's my favorite character so far, right? I
yeah,
haven't I
like
haven't like met any other characters because I know this is just a portion of the entire game, and I'm sure there's gonna be many more.
mhm.
But oh my god, dude, Barrett, he has fucking passion, dude. This guy has like filterless emotions. Whatever he feels and thinks, he fucking bursts it out, and it's just so good, man. But he's like this big fucking like strong, rebellious fucking leader, but also he's like the sweetest fucking like most tender heart chicken hearted person. Oh, it's so good. I love him so much, dude. So yeah, dude. So Barrett and like the voice acting is really, really good. What else did I really enjoy? Oh, okay. My favorite part about this. Okay, so the story, right? The story is very good. I really like the story. Some parts I did feel like they were taking a little bit long, and
Mhm.
from playing RPGs my entire fucking life and seeing a thing here and there and watching an anime or two, I know when things are a little bit like when something starts to be a filler, right? I'm not saying
Mhm.
like I know what is filler here and what is not because I don't know what the story is, right? So I don't know if something I saw or
Gotcha.
something, yeah, I don't know if it's a filler or not, right? So I'm just playing it out. But certain things did feel like they dragged out without with like a real meaningful uh goal, right?
Okay.
So that I did feel that. However, so I like story, right? Like the story was really good, but the real time battle mechanics real
Yes.
time with the ATB gauge mechanic. Oh my god, dude. They fucking nailed it. They nailed it, Jesus. I found myself enjoying every single fight. In most RPGs that are turn-based, which I love turn-based RPGs, don't get me wrong, sometimes I'm like, okay, I get it. I can beat these using these exact same three moves or whatever. Boom, 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 done. Boom, 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 done. And after a while, you're like, okay, I get it. Like, I'm just doing it for grind. I'm doing it for experience. I'm doing it for whatever. I just need to get from point A to point B. In this one, I was enjoying every single aspect of the match, of every fight with any enemy.
Mhm.
Because not only could you jump easily from character to character and try out their different abilities and battle in a different way, like a different tactical combat manner, but having the abilities and like switching them out and like commanding their attacks, to do certain things, I just felt it flowed very well. I didn't feel like it was like, oh, this is like too choppy or this is losing momentum at any point. No, dude, like at all, I always felt like like they nailed it, dude. They nailed it, and at least from my perspective and what I would want in a real time slash ATV slash turn based combat hybrid, this is it, man. Like I feel like they fucking got it. And
Yeah, like
Mhm.
I'm definitely with you on that. If honestly if I had to pick like what's my favorite thing about this remake, what's the one thing that they nailed like 100%, it's definitely the combat. The combat is just beyond incredible, man. Like you kind of nailed it. You said it. Like every fight is enjoyable. Um, and not only are they like enjoyable fights, they get you kind of thinking. Um, I think most of the fights are very like hand holding. They kind of have to like especially like mostly like just boss battles. Like
Right.
when you get to a boss battle, it's like hit this weak point or like break this part, and then you get staggered, and then you are able to like do massive damage. And like if you don't do this, you're not gonna beat it. So they kind of have to like push you in that direction, and everyone's like yelling like break its leg or something like that, you know.
Right.
So like the game itself pushes you to like play a certain way, but it's not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like they want you to play the game a certain way because this is like literally like the funnest way to play this game. Like they
Mm-hmm.
want you to like jump around and like press million buttons to like switch through everyone in like 1 second. But like yeah, like if you're bad, like you're gonna get your ass beat. Like you have to like actually think about what you're doing. And it like finds this weird balance where like that it shouldn't really be a balance, you know, like, where you're constantly thinking of what to do, but also you're just mashing square.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's trying to build that
So it's
ATB
all
gauge. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's like the most brain dead fight system, yet the smartest.
Right, exactly. It's so fluid. Like you don't stop because when you're not throwing out abilities or magic or healing, you're mashing square and dodging. Like you're just yeah,
Exactly.
you're like attacking. You know, there's some things because they announce it's like this guy is gonna use fire or lightning or whatever, and then boom, you start dodging. You know, it's not just like you're gonna sit there and like you can either guard or you can take some damage, but not all of it, or you can literally just dodge or run around, run away, and then come back to slashing, or when your ATB's full, or so yeah, it gives you so many options to play. And let me tell you, dude, if you give me a dodge button, I'm gonna use it. I'm a fucking Souls guy, dude. If you give me a roll button, I'm gonna be rolling everywhere, dude. It's like Thanksgiving dinner, dude. Rolls everywhere. Like I'm not gonna
That's
stop.
funny.
So I was like, yeah, I'm a guard, but I have to guard because some matches you have to guard. Like if you dodge, no, like
Yeah.
you're just gonna get hit. Like these things like shoot homing missiles and whatnot. But yeah, like I was always invested in the fights, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, so I just think that like, especially like once you're because right now like I'm actually still playing the game. I actually started playing in hard mode because I'm a lunatic and I want to platinum this game.
Oh hell yeah!
Um, and
How,
like really like when you're playing hard mode, like that's when the combat really shines because
mm,
you actually start doing everything like more methodically. Like you're not just mashing square. Like that part of your brain has to like completely turn off.
right.
You're just like I can't mash square. Like I have to like really just kind of run around and then like see what the enemy's gonna do. It's just a very Dark Souls like approach to the combat system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, exactly. So that's like some of the bosses, like I felt like they were challenging, but they weren't like crazy, like oh, like this guy's gonna kill me like 1,000 times. No, no, like especially because I guess I play that way now, like after being
mhm.
like fucking cruelly conditioned by the Souls
Yeah.
games. Like I just play all games like this. I'm like okay, like I'm gonna learn patterns. I'm gonna learn like open like spaces, counters even. Like you can parry, right? You can counter.
Oh god, counters are so broken in this
Oh,
game.
dude, yes, dude. Like half the time, man, I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. A lot of the time, like towards like the later part of the game, oh, dude, I was just guarding left and right. Like, yeah, hit me because I'm gonna hit you back harder. Like
Yeah.
go for it because if I try to hit you, like most likely you're gonna hit me back and it's gonna do some damage. So the ability to have like that guard counter parry slash whatever
Mhm.
option was really really good and it worked really well, especially with the later enemies that we'll talk about
Yeah.
later.
Yes, I mean, like, I can't say much about this combat just because it just nails it, and
Hmm.
I like obviously like we're not gonna get a second part of this game for a little while.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just gonna throw out my prediction real quick. Pretty sure we're gonna get some sort of DLC for it.
For this one? Hmm.
Yeah, before we get an actual second part. Um,
Okay.
and we'll kind of talk about it during the spoiler stuff because there's like things that I feel like they can do in the DLC
Right.
without it actually being like a part of like the whole game.
Oh, okay, okay.
Um, but yeah, so like it'll be a while, but I really do hope that they just keep everything as is. You know, like just reuse the battle system. Honestly, like all they really have to do for the next ones is just clean up the textures. That's really all I want.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because everything else, man, like I thought it was good. Like I generally enjoyed this game. I really liked it. I liked the story it told so far. I liked the character development, the characters that I'm getting to know. I like them all. The people you're not supposed to like, I did grow this like hatred and animosity towards them. and especially the story, like this, it begins to tell about like saving the planet, because it reminded me like right now, like in our fucking planet, like what we're going through, right? And it just kind of made that connection of like these eco terrorists are trying to make a change, right? Stop like the world from being exploited from its resources. And it just matches perfectly with like the environment that we have been living in for many years now. And it's a story that it just will never get old, because we keep living in this environment.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, like it's just I thought it was a great fucking game. um I'll say a little more later on when we get to the spoilers part, because I do have a couple of things that uh, might not sound as favorable to my overall opinion. But nah, man, like I'm not gonna say I'm gonna play it again, but I might give hard difficulty a try, because like right now you're saying like the combat really shines. I really want to see that, because if I felt the uh the challenge in every fight was there, I can only imagine how it's gonna be in hard mode.
Yeah. It's definitely like good to like go back and try hard mode, even if you're not gonna play through the game again. Especially like now that you have like chapter select, you can just
Hmm.
pick what battle you want to do. Sadly, like when you pick the chapter, you kind of have to do the whole chapter from the beginning, so you
Mm.
can't just like jump into like a boss battle,
Oh,
which
okay, okay.
be kind of bummer. Like I wish they kind of did like a boss rush mode where
Oh,
you just literally
right.
just fight all the bosses.
Yeah.
But yeah, like try it out, just because like not only does it like make the combat system shine, it actually like it makes the material system even better
Mm.
than it already is. So the thing about the material system, it was already really good in the original
Mhm.
because it's pretty much the same thing. Like everything that you get from the material system, it's the same in the original,
Okay.
except for the that sphere grid thing, like where you like go like into
Oh,
like each
right.
weapon, and each
Right.
weapon has like different like add-ons.
Uh-huh.
That's completely new.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah, because I thought that was
but
really
I
cool.
yeah, but like I thought they nailed it. Like I thought that was like super sick. Like I was like, wow, that's really cool because it just the material system already gave you like a lot of personalization to how you want to make that character.
Right.
Um, uh, and then that little sphere grid system just made it even crazier because you're just like, well, I can just pump magic into this weapon.
Right, exactly.
Um, End game, it doesn't really matter because you just have a fuck ton of like SP, so you just like you're just pumping points into everything. Like everything's already just maxed out in my account.
Right. Right, for sure.
So like you don't really have to like lean one way or the other.
Mhm.
But the material combinations is that's the real MVP in this. Because you really have to like play around like your whole team. Like okay, like who's gonna carry gear, who's gonna carry magic, who's gonna do this, who's gonna do that.
Right.
Like it's not just as simple as like the regular playthrough
Yeah.
where you kind of like, oh, this guy's the healer, this one's the magic, this one's the melee. Like,
Mhm.
no, you kind of have to like just kind of carry everything on everyone, just because you don't know, you never really know who's gonna die or not, since you're
Right.
playing through everyone.
Exactly.
And the one thing I want to mention about this game, which is like not necessarily like a bad thing, because I get it, I get what they're trying to do, but man, like whoever you start like picking in the battle, pull so much aggro.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's
It's
true.
ridiculous, man. Like, and it's I get it. It makes sense because you could just kind of use that to your advantage.
Mhm.
But it really sucks when you really want to play Aerith.
Oh, dude, yeah, yeah. If you like Aerith, don't pick Aerith because she will die.
She's gonna die. Like, yeah, like she has to be like miles away for you to be like, okay, time to play Aerith.
Yeah, or you pick her and then throw a couple attacks and then just switch right away.
Yeah. So yeah, so like I didn't really like get to like play a lot with Aerith, honestly, just because of that reason. And then mostly because since she's a magic user, like she would always just be healing.
Right.
So when I'm like switching to her, I'm really just healing, and then I die. So then I have to like heal again, and like
Exactly.
it's just a weird cycle. So I didn't really get to like explore too much of her abilities. I heard she has like some cool stuff, but even then, like I just didn't get to mess around with it too much. We'll see what happens in hard mode. Like I might have to use her a little bit more.
Yeah, she has a really cool ability, which is one of the things that I really like too. That each weapon that you use has this own ability,
Yeah,
and once you become 100% proficient in that ability, you can just use it with any other weapon. Which I was
yeah.
like, yes, like that is dope, because
Aesthetics over everything.
Dude, yes, man. Like, I want the Buster Sword, man. The Buster Sword is just clean. Like, I want that sword. But like, this one has a cool ability, and this one has another ability, so I would just use them. Boom, get the proficiency to 100, switch back to Buster Sword. Because I used the Buster Sword for most of the game, and then I switched for a little bit to the really thick, like, it's kind of like flat at the end, but it's like really thick.
The hard edge.
Yeah, that's the one. And
Yeah.
then because I think it had like the highest attack or whatever, and then
Hmm.
towards the end I switched back to the Buster Sword because it had like equal attack and magic, and I was like, cool, like he's Cloud is gonna be my well-rounded warrior, right? He's gonna be a
Yeah.
little bit of everything. Um, but yeah, dude, at that point, I didn't really need some of the cool abilities or to wield a weapon because I already knew the abilities. And same with Tifa, like she had some attacks with the Sonic gloves or whatever that she did like a
Hmm.
crazy combo, and I was like, man, like those are really cool, but she has like almost no attack with those gloves. Just learned it, boom, go back to the iron knuckles or whatever, and then there I go. So, dude, I really like that. I had to give you that option that you can wield
Hmm.
a weapon that you like how it looks, of your preference, and but you can keep the special abilities. They carry over. Genius.
Yep. Yeah. So pretty much I can go ahead and say my one line review of this game now because I haven't told you my opinion on this game.
You
Like I haven't
haven't.
told you.
You
I
haven't.
haven't told you pretty much like almost nothing about this game.
Yeah, they haven't told me squat, dude. Diddly fucking squat.
Yeah, I've been talking to like a bunch of like our like mutual friends about this game like since it came out. My girlfriend, like both me and her, like have played the original, so we just talked about it like as we went on. Like she was gracious enough to let me just play by myself until I finished it, and then she got to play it. She
Right.
wanted me to just really like go at it, and I have some thoughts about this game. But before that,
What?
uh, it's not a spoiler, but I'm gonna go ahead for the spoiler tag now. Ooh, so from this point on, it's just all spoilers
Okay.
because I feel like not necessarily like my review is a spoiler, but I'm just gonna keep it like that.
All right. What's
Um,
your one line review, dude? Ooh, I'm excited. I'm just all giddy
so
and shit.
so I'm gonna go ahead and give you my one line review, and then you said you had a one line review for it as
Yeah,
well, right?
yes, sir. That is
Yeah.
correct.
Okay, so my one line review of this game, it's that it's actually the best game ever, but it's also the worst game ever.
Oh wow. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Oh,
So
I want to hear more about that. That's a hot one, dude.
yeah, so I'll kind of touch upon it just briefly, and then you'll kind of get what I'm talking about, like as we have that spoiler conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love this game, man. Like I adore this game, man. From booting it up, I knew I was gonna love it. Um, Everything about this game was just fantastic, man. Like from start to almost finish,
Mm-hmm.
it was just perfect. Like I was like, this is a 9.5 out of 10 because of those fucking textures. Like I was just being a fucking dickhead, you know. I was like, I gotta get him somehow, you know. Like this can't be all
Right.
good.
Yeah.
Uh, but then we got to the last hour of the game,
Mm-hmm.
and it just fucking lost me.
Ooh. Okay. Wow.
Um, it's so not necessarily like spoilers for the original game because obviously like we already discussed this. We're not gonna talk about any spoilers for original Final Fantasy VII because you're gonna be playing that soon.
That is correct.
Um, but I am gonna point out like the new things of this game. Like what did remake do either different or new to like enhance the story. It's not really a spoiler, you know, like it's just the things that they added to fill fucking like 20 more hours into this game.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
before
because
and before, hold on. Okay, so stop right there. You said 24 hours, right? I'm gonna give you my not my like one line review, but my I guess my question in review is all filler filler. You know,
it's all filler.
yeah, dude, it's all filler because I don't know if all the shit that I thought was filler, because I don't know, but I felt like I was playing some things and I was like, man, this is taking forever. Like, do I really need this?
All right, so what's the first thing you saw that you were like, is this filler?
Okay, so first the odd jobs, right?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
little girl wants fucking you to find her little three kittens and shit, and like, oh hey, can you go take care of some beasts back there and stuff, like, okay, I get it. I'm trying to get myself like well known with the people here because I'm gonna be here chilling for a while. So I guess I'm a merc. I need some money. I need to kill some fucking beasts because that's what I do. I fight. I'm a soldier. Okay, I get that. But that I was like, okay, like I get it. Like it's just like doing little side quests, but there's no real reward, right? There's nothing,
Yeah.
nothing that enhances the story. I mean, yeah, you enhance some of the materials, right? Because you need to do some quests for Charlie or whatever to get some
Mhm.
material. And you're like, ah, shit. Well, I guess I need to do all this side crap to get all these things. But it didn't really like give me a cool like filler feeling, to getting all these things. It's just kind of like, all right, go kill so you can get your items. Like, all right, classic side quest shit. But I feel like it was a little too long. That I was like, man, like, why am I hours into this game and I feel like I haven't done anything?
Yeah. So yeah, all the odd jobs are filler.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all new stuff. I mean, there's like little side quests that you can do. Like you talk to like a certain person, they'll tell you like, "Oh, do this," but it's like it's a '90s RPG like side quest where someone tells you something, but then like it doesn't list the side quest on your menu. It's just like, "Oh man, like I used to have this cat and like he ran away," and then like 10 hours into the game, you find a cat. It's like, "Huh, I wonder if this cat is that guy's,"
Right.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, this is very blatant. Like these are side quests. Um, so yeah, all the odd jobs are filler,
hmm
except the ones in Wall Market.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, all the Wall Market ones, those are they're some of them are different. They kind of changed up like how you do the like the basis of the side quests.
hmm
But they're basically like the same concept.
Okay.
So yeah, there's just yeah, there's a lot of new stuff. There's a lot of new stuff. I thought everything was done pretty well.
hmm
They kind of had to like that was their like kind of what do you call it, their vision for this game.
Okay.
Like they wanted to really like flesh out Midgar because Midgar in the original game is about like 6 hours maybe.
Oh shit.
Like it's a very short part of the game.
All
Like
right.
and it's a very linear game. Like it's a very linear part of the game. Like it's like do this, do this, do this, do this. Ooh, boom, Shinra, leave, and that's it.
Ah.
You
Okay.
know.
Okay.
So they really like made it seem like a huge, bustling city that it was. Obviously, like your story just kind of takes place in the slums, so you don't really like get to see like what Midgar really is.
Yeah.
Um, but they developed the slums really well. And I think, yeah, the odd jobs kind of get a little tedious and kind of boring at times, but I think they're pretty essential for what they wanted to do with the slums.
Right.
Um, so yeah, they just kind of developed the slums in a way that kind of makes you actually like give a shit about the slums.
Right.
Um, so like honestly, like I was okay with like all the stuff that they added throughout the game,
hmm
even like the Jesse mission, that's actually completely new.
Oh, dude. Oh, Jesse.
We'll go into that. We'll go into
I love. I
the
love her.
yeah. So the whole Jesse mission is actually completely brand new to the game,
Oh, okay. Cool.
and yeah, I thought it was like okay. I think I was just kind of bored with it
Yeah.
because it was just kind of new and it was like a lot of new stuff where before that you get a lot of like very tiny doses of like new things,
hmm
and then this whole thing it was just like this is just a giant arc
Right. Okay.
of like hey like let's get you caring about Jesse.
Yeah. Like this is
um
Avalanche. Get to meet them. Get to know them now.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I kind of like like from my playthrough it kind of dragged for a little bit, but it actually gave us one of the coolest characters in this game, which is Roche.
Oh, dude. Yeah. 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 Like the bike crazy dude, right? The crackhead.
Yeah, crack it. Yeah, pretty much. Um, it's just kind of cool because you don't really get to see too many soldiers.
Yeah.
Like Cloud just always talks about that. It's like I'm soldier, and like you find
Ex
out
soldier.
ex soldier. Yeah, and yeah, like you hear about like soldier being like a very elite ranking in the Shinra military,
Right.
but you don't really see them. Like you just kind of hear about them, like but that's it.
Yeah.
So like it was actually really cool seeing Roche, and I thought it was like a very interesting character, and then they just fucking shit the fan, and like they just didn't include him at all, like ever again.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna come back at one point, but like
Like there's another motorcycle scene at the end of the game. Why didn't they just put him in there?
that's exactly like where I thought I was gonna see him. I was like, you know what? I bet anything this fucker's gonna come out swinging and
Yeah,
shit, like ah, all
it's like
crazy and
yeah,
shit.
it's our last stance.
Yeah, it's like I like you. There's something about you or some shit like that, you know. And then
Yeah,
if fucking
yeah,
like he helps you get away or something, it's like what? It's like no, like no, no. He's just gonna like come out somewhere else, maybe, hopefully.
yeah. And then we just didn't get to really see him.
Was
So
was he in the original?
no, like that whole sec, like literally, like from when Jesse asks you to go into the mission
Oh
till
wow.
you get back, that's all brand new.
Ah.
That's why it felt like so long, just because like it was like a whole like story arc of just new things.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So I thought like, but like I said, like I thought it was like really well done. Like everything about it was fine. All the small changes. Um, we'll kind of touch up on them a little bit later on as well. But the whispers are brand new.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah,
Wow. Okay. You know what? That's actually nuts. I for sure could have even put money on the table betting that they were a part of the original.
yeah. A lot of people thought
Ah.
so as well. Like
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people discussing about like this game and that didn't play the original. Everyone thought like, oh, like, I thought that was just part of the story.
Yeah, dude, same.
Um, so let me tell you more. Again, we're gonna go back to spoilers for the original in Midgar.
Okay.
Fate and time are not a plot point in the original.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah.
So the last full hour of the game
Yeah.
is brand new content.
Oh.
And you know what, Moy?
What's that?
No one asked for it.
Oh, fuck.
I fucking hated the last hour of the game.
Really? Wow. I mean, I hate it. I didn't hate it. I mean, like, no, erase everything I said. I didn't hate parts of it. And I'm not even hate. I just didn't like some parts of it. And I'll tell you right now what parts, but I thought it was good. Because again, I thought the Whispers were part of the OG story. And I still like it. Even now that you fucking popped my cherry and shit, you know?
No, like that's the thing. You know, like I don't think it's like this is me speaking as just an old Final Fantasy fan.
Okay.
Like I just wanted a remake.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure 90% of the people wanted just a one-to-one remake. And it would have been fine. Like even all the changes that they did up to the ending were still really like really good, and like it just enhanced what Final Fantasy VII was. They like still kept the goofiness aspect of this game. It still
Yo,
got
what?
like
Sorry.
stop it. Uh,
It's your
um,
majesty. No, I'm sorry, I'll stop. Go ahead.
um, so like it's still kept like the hard hitting like plot points of this game,
Mhm.
like the eco terrorism, like Shinra being like a corrupt company just trying to like suck the planet dry, Sephiroth being this fucking crazy entity.
Right.
But yeah, like it was just never about like fate.
That's fucking nuts,
Like
dude.
I guess you could in a way, like in a way you could say that like Destiny like in is kind of about it, but like not the way they did it. Like that whole fight with like the Harbinger,
Mm-hmm.
that's all brand new, man.
You know what that was? You know
And
what that was, dude? That was fucking Nomura trying to
that,
link Final Fantasy VII to Kingdom Hearts, dude.
that's exactly what it is. Me and my girlfriend joked about it, but like that's exactly what it is.
Really, dude?
Uh,
Yeah, because like honestly, man, when I saw that shit, I was like, oh, that looks like it could be a Kingdom Hearts like fucking villain. It looks like that big ass shadow thing.
yeah.
And then if you think about it, the Whispers look exactly as Ansem looked in Destiny Island
Hmm.
when the door
Hmm.
appeared, like a fucking hooded ghost
So
and shit. And I was like,
yeah, it's just it's just Nomura shitting the fan all over again, baby. Like he
yeah,
already fucking broke down Kingdom Hearts, so he's like, oh, well, I'll try this one, I guess.
yeah. I'm gonna convolute the fuck out of the remake.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that happen in that end that we need to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly you liked it, like which is completely fine. Like like as a whole, if I hadn't played Final Fantasy VII, I think the story is okay. Like it's a good story. Everything kind of ties in perfectly, and even with like adding fate and destiny and all this stuff. It just makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
That's usually a very kind of cop out answer for
Yeah.
a lot of like weird plot points. It's like, oh, well, destiny, you know,
And that's
like
that's where it started
it's
feeling Kingdom Heartish for me, for sure.
yeah,
That's when it
exactly.
clicked in my head. I was like, ah, this is like some fucking OG ass Nomura Kingdom Hearts shit. Like I started like destiny and fate and like they're preventing destiny if that's supposed to happen. Like they're not gonna let it happen. I was like, ah, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, like the story on the original is it's relatively straightforward. There's some like you obviously have your like twists and turns, but you know they're not this convoluted. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like they are kind of hard to follow sometimes, and you kind of have to like go over certain things, just make sure like you're following with it.
Right.
But like it's all there, like it's all concise. It's not like, oh well, because now you're adding a whole new element, and like that element is time, and time is just very hard to work with because it's like I said, it's a very cop out answer because you could just do something and it's like people will kind of call you out on it, and you can just say, oh well, this is a separate timeline,
Right. Yeah.
and then that's just kind of shitty. And honestly, I'm gonna say it, it's borderline disrespectful to the source material.
Oof.
So uh yeah, like obviously the whole fate stuff just did not sit well with me. I'll give you that. The last scene is like visually looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty sick, but it's not Final Fantasy. You know, like and you said it. It's Kingdom Hearts. You know, it's Cloud jumping on a bunch of platforms and like slashing rocks in half and fighting a giant shadow monster. Like
Yeah.
it's just Kingdom Hearts, and it's just Nomura doing Nomura things.
Right. Yeah, dude. Because
Uh,
yeah, when it started like jumping through like the rocks and stuff like that, like it's 100% like the Ansem battle in Kingdom Hearts 2. Like press triangle and jump from like boulder to
yeah,
boulder and shit. And I was like, oh, like this is just like that. Only it looks a lot better.
it looks much better.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so there's like, and because of this fate thing, that means a lot of things change, and a lot of things will change.
Right.
As you remember, like
Oh.
as you remember, the last thing on the last line you get in the game,
Yeah.
it's the unknown journey will continue,
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
and that means no one knows what's gonna happen next.
It's the unknown journey, dude. Not even he knows what's gonna happen.
Even he knows.
What's gonna happen
Damn
next,
it!
dude? He's like, let me,
Oh, I'll
let me
figure it
see.
out, I
Yeah, I'll
guess.
figure it
I
out
got
as we
6
go.
years.
Yeah, dude. I mean, these fuckers waited 14 years, right? They can wait a little long. They can wait for this one too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking nuts, dude. I could have sworn this was like okay, because we are talking about spoilers, right? So we're gonna talk
Yeah,
about,
we're on full spoiler mode, so
okay, so
you hit me with whatever you got.
all right, so this because like in my head from the beginning, I was like, okay, so Sephiroth has some sort of fucking beef with my boy Cloud, right? And this is clearly Cloud's antagonist.
Mhm.
Fucking like Avalanche's antagonist is Shinra Electric Company. That's not Cloud's fucking thing. Like he might get involved with their business because like his friends are there and he's gonna grow emotionally attached to these people and it's for the greater good of the planet, whatever. But then at one point towards the end, I was the entire time I was like, okay, like clearly Cloud has a fucking internal struggle. He's fucker's going crazy. He gets fucking head zaps whenever he fucking hears One Wing Angel fucking blasting shit in his head.
Yeah.
And then, so in my head, I was like, okay, so I'm guessing the last battle is going to be Sephiroth, but he's not going to kill him. Obviously, because the story has to continue. I don't know who the last boss in fucking original Final Fantasy VII is. I'm guessing it's Sephiroth. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, something happens, right? I don't have no fucking idea. But I'm guessing.
Wait, so sorry. You're saying that that you're guessing Sephiroth is the fight in the original, or in
Yeah, and
or is this you thinking about once you started playing remake?
no, like forever. Like I feel like I think I haven't played the original, right? So I think what happened here was that like he's gonna get into a fight with Sephiroth, and then he's gonna fight Sephiroth again as the last boss in both the original and in this one.
Okay, gotcha.
That's like my prediction, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
But not from what I like from fighting fucking Sephiroth in the remake, and then him be like, 7 seconds till the end. What will you do? And I was like, holy
Pull the
fuck.
trigger, bitch.
Yeah. I don't know, that shit was hard. When he said that, I was like, I like It's like, this is the edge of fucking creation. I was like, holy fuck, let's
Yeah.
go. Like,
So you want to know something?
what's that?
No one knows what the fuck that means.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, I don't know,
No
man.
one, like absolutely no one. Like I've been trying to figure it out and trying to find it. No one knows. It's not in the original. We don't know what it means. I'm pretty sure it's just something that we'll find out in the next chapters of this game. But yeah, man, like
Because
it's just a very cryptic
you
thing.
know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, okay, so because when you were fighting him, I don't know if if you realized or if you saw, he started counting. He counted down from 10,
Hmm.
9, 8, and then boom, you fucking beat him. And then he left off at 7 seconds. He didn't say 7. So from there, I was like, is that like supposed to happen? What is this? I don't understand. Anyways, what I'm thinking is that that line means that whatever comes after that fight, literally that moment, like the remake part, Final Fantasy VII remake part 2 or part 3, or how many fucking ever parts we get in the future, that's all gonna be 7 seconds. That's what I'm thinking, right? That like Cloud is gonna be in that moment right there with Sephiroth for 7 seconds, but in like real time, outside of that edge of creation, is gonna be the entire fucking story. That's what I feel like
Okay.
it's gonna be, right? That's like my little lore building here, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like no,
That
I get you. That makes sense actually.
and
Um,
because I just feel like that would for one, that would be pretty cool. Like, oh fuck, like you fucking go through. We went through all these years of waiting for the game, all these hours of gameplay, and it's all just 7 seconds. Like that happened. Um, maybe who knows? But I did enjoy fighting Sephiroth. I thought it was a cool fight.
yeah.
And then with the whole Destiny thing, I mean, for me that's new, for you as well. But since I don't know what the underlying lore and what's pushing our heroes into victory in the original, I don't know that, right? So for me, it's gonna be like, holy shit, like, well, like I was 100% like Destiny, like, so
Hmm.
like this is what's gonna guide them, in some way. But then I guess I don't like that either that much too, because it's kind of like, because you know how the whispers were limiting them from like doing certain things, like, oh, you can't go
Hmm.
here and you can't go over there, and no, Barrett, you're not dying, you have a role to play, my dude. Like he shanked you with a fucking katana, but you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I was like,
So
yeah, go for it.
Um, yeah, so as far as the whispers go, pretty much every situation where the whispers intervened,
Mm-hmm.
that's all the new stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, so like not only are the whispers new, it's just all the actions that they stopped or that they let happen. As long as they're present, it's usually just the stuff that is new to remake.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Oh
so
shit.
Barrett dying is not in the original.
Oh, okay. And how about the president?
Yes.
That's new.
No, the
Oh.
president does die.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, like yeah, it's like like unless like this like not sorry like let me rephrase that. It's not that they're just present, they have to be like involved.
Okay, interview, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, because like yeah, like the whispers were there because like you could tell that like they could probably like tell that something's gonna happen,
Hmm.
so they're kind of like on standby, like it's kind of like watching things out, like this is like a pretty big moment, nobody fuck it up, right? All
Yeah.
right, we good, all right, cool, keep going. Like, oh no, you shouldn't, no, you stabbed the wrong guy, I'm gonna block it.
Yeah.
um so yeah, like they're always just there when like things are changing from the original. um God, like I forgot exactly how it went, but like that's why like Aerith gets attacked by the whispers like when you first see her.
Right.
It's like I forgot how exactly it went, but like you still like you first meet her like in that same place, but I think she goes up to you. I forgot exactly how it went. I think she just goes up to you and she's like, "Hey, have a flower." Um, and like that's why the whispers were there. Like they're like, "Oh, we have to like do something or else like they won't meet."
Oh. Wow.
There's just like a lot of weird things that they like did with us with the whispers. Like I thought it was fine at first. I was very like kind of like, oh, like I wonder what's gonna happen with these Dementors.
Yeah.
But it just kind of went off the rails.
Okay. You see.
Um,
Okay.
fun little spoiler, because you already seen it. So you'll figure it out. So Jesse, it
Yeah.
was a pretty terrible death.
I was so pissed.
uh, yeah, it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
And I think they did a really good job in this one because of that whole Jesse episode.
Right.
It like kind of makes you care more about her, even like she's been a fan favorite for like years.
Mm-hmm.
But like this one, they just like nailed it.
Yeah.
Uh, Before that, did you pass her driving test?
Yes, in the bike.
Yeah,
Yeah, she gives you a smooch.
yeah, hell yeah,
Hell
boy.
yeah, boy! She's the only
Yeah.
girl that kissed Cloud this entire fucking game. Let's go. Tifa and Earth are like, and then and then and then Jesse's like, psych.
Come
Yeah,
over, I'll
come
make you
on.
some pizza.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, I was like, hell yeah, let's fucking go, dude. Taking charge and shit, you know.
Yeah, dude.
I loved Jesse.
Yeah. So, yeah, like she also dies in the original. Like that's
Ah,
completely
fuck.
fine.
Rip.
Um, but Biggs and Wedge also die in the original.
Oh my god, really? Okay, because well, Biggs.
Like, I mean, because like, yeah, like you see them die,
Yeah.
but then at the end, you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude, because Biggs doesn't die. Like he's just fucking chilling in the orphanage in slums in Sector 5 or whatever.
Yep.
And I was like,
And
bruh.
and honestly, like I'm pretty sure like it's probably like she did die, but at this point, I don't even know if Jesse died because like Bix is laying in bed and like you can see her bandana and her gloves,
Yeah, I did
but
see that.
like that could just be like, hey, like we just left these here so you remember that she's like you remember Jesse when you wake up because like she's good, you know, like I don't
Hmm.
know, like they could take any liberties they want with this game now
Yeah.
because especially at the end of the game they make it very clear it's like, well, we killed the arbiter of fate, so like nothing matters anymore, like we can do whatever we want.
Yeah. Right.
And you know this big, very big spoiler about the original game,
Ah, yeah, I
and
do.
it's obviously like Eris dies.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't even know if they're gonna kill her in remake.
Damn. What if they kill Tifa instead?
I'll fucking riot, dude.
Said
I'll riot.
I will fucking go back to college. I will get a fucking video game design degree. I will move to Japan. I will fucking work free internships for years until I can get a job at Square Enix, and then I will spit in the man's face myself. Be it 10 years from now. As God is my witness, I will do that, Jesus. I will avenge you, and I will avenge Tifa.
Yeah, so like honestly, like everything that you know about this game is just out of the window. That's why when you told me that you really want to play the original, I got really excited because like now more than ever, you should just play the original because it's its own thing now.
Right.
Like anything that we're gonna get from remake,
Uh huh.
it's gonna be completely new now. I'm pretty sure they'll still follow like the relatively like same like story beats,
Yeah.
but they're gonna take like hard liberties. Like they can't just make a big deal about like, oh, we defied fate, so yeah. Like it's like, oh, okay, it's because you want to do whatever you want with this property.
Right, right. Okay, okay. What about all those like heads of department, right? Like Dr. Professor Hojo or whatever.
Hmm.
Is he part of the original?
Yeah, they all are.
Okay, cool. Because that's one of the parts during the game that I was like, "Oh my god, this is taking fucking forever." The drum. Or like clearing the drum where
Hmm.
towards the end we have to like beat all those creatures for as testing subjects or whatever where you meet
Yeah.
Red 13 or whatever.
Hmm.
Jesus Christ, man, that took forever. And while I was playing that, I knew that that was a like I don't know, man. I guess I was like, this feels like a filler. This feels like it could have been done in like a scene or two.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, like in the original, like you kind of like see Hojo, you like free areas, and then it's just like, all right, let's keep going.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, like you just kind of like keep going with your like, your relative mission after saving Ares. Like it's like now let's get out of here, all while kicking Shinra ass.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the whole drum section, it's yeah, it kind of is a filler. Like they kind of did really do it with one scene. Like you actually get to see. Yeah, they mentioned Genova, right?
You know what?
They mentioned Genova.
Yes, yeah, Sephiroth. When you see him like face to face, I think he was carrying a body of like, I guess like an ancient or
Oh, I'm
Mother
stupid. I'm
Earth or
stupid.
whatever.
Yeah, they talk. They I don't think they talked too much about Genova, but like you fought Genova in a way. Like after Barrett dies, well,
But yeah, quote
quote unquote
unquote.
dies,
Hmm.
you fight that Genova Dreamweaver, that giant fucking goopy thing with tentacles.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was creepy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh
So yeah, like that's actually that one was really cool because like you do fight that thing,
huh.
uh, and they nailed it like how it's supposed to like.
Oh shit. Okay.
Um, but yeah, there's just like there's a lot of things that like they didn't talk about really
Hmm.
that you're gonna go into remake, and well, at least I hope, because these are like pretty important elements to the story,
Hmm.
and they also already kind of divulged on like some things, and can't really talk about them too much unless like I can like if you did find them, we can kind of like have a discussion of what you think it's gonna be, but I can't really explain too much into it,
Okay.
because they're like details that you'll find along the game.
Okay, because I did have some things here that I wrote down that I saw, and I wanted to like just name them out and see if they're part of the original, and I guess that's it. And then I guess like I have some ideas on the actual ending scenes, some interpretations, I guess, right, that I have. For example, when the plate was dropped on the slums of Sector 7,
Mhm.
there is
Meow.
a cat wearing boots, very skinny legs, a fucking crown, and a little like prince cape, and
Yeah.
he's just like, oh no, like oh, like tragedy.
Oh,
Oh,
whiskers.
yeah, pretty much, and that's it. Like no fucking cat. But then I did see like a cat wearing a crown and like sitting on a fucking like velvet red cape on in one of the tracks, like one of the album covers for the records that you can purchase in game from the jukeboxes. I
Hmm.
found one there, and I was like, oh, okay, so this cat definitely is gonna be there in the future or something. But I just fucking who was that? What are you doing here, sir? Were you just
Yeah.
there to?
So,
Were you just a random scene?
excuse me.
Excuse
uh,
me, sir. This is fucking play dropping. And then I got here.
I need you to put on a hard hat.
Oh, fuck.
Uh,
No
yeah.
shook can no
So,
shook can fucking cite us right now. You know that. Oh, fuck.
yeah, like without going into spoilers of who that person is,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's just a character that you'll meet later on in the story.
Oh, cool.
That's like one of the things that I noticed about this game,
Mm-hmm.
that they kind of showed a lot of, not just a handful, like it was a lot of different scenes and things that as a fan, like I wouldn't call them fan service because they're part of the story,
Yeah.
but they're parts that don't make sense unless you know the full story,
Mm-hmm.
or you're gonna play the game like in its entirety, like, and like we don't know when the next part's coming, so
Yeah.
like we're not
Right.
gonna find out about these scenes till like way later. But like I know I know what's happening with those scenes, so
Okay.
that's why I'm confident in saying that like they do have to follow like certain story beats because of those certain scenes.
Right. Right.
But yeah, like it's just like for a brand new fan that has never touched anything Final Fantasy VII related,
Mm-hmm.
they just seem very confusing. Because like with the ending of this game, they kind of wanted, like I could tell that they wanted to have like a full game experience. They were very vocal about the fact that it's a three-part. Like we're gonna get different chapters of this game,
Right.
but they still wanted to make remake feel like an entire game. Like that's why we get like a crazy ass boss battle at the end, and like
Yeah.
we kind of wrapped up all the like kind of loose ends that you had from the story, and it's now just like, oh, it's a new journey, but
Right.
like we're just kind of looking to what's ahead. But like we're like most people that are new to this franchise are like relatively satisfied with like all these characters, like
Right.
obviously, yeah, there's some questions because it's a huge like story plot, but everyone's like pretty much like, cool, yeah, I'm on board, yeah, cool, I'm in. Um, but I think those people don't realize that like those scenes are like just kind of important to the plot of this game.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it's called yeah, because like I like a lot of the scenes that I saw like throughout, I was like, like I'll try to remember that. I'll try to remember this, for future sake, or whatever might come in the future.
Yeah.
But I was pretty satisfied with, like, I guess, yeah, like this arc, if you want to call it the Midgar arc.
Hmm.
Because I was expecting that. I was like, I know this game is not finished. Like, I know the story's not gonna be finished. But I am expecting some sort of satisfactory ending, right? Some closing, some arc closing. Like, I'm gonna beat a big villain. Something's gonna happen. Like, obviously, like, I'm gonna close some, like, tie up some knots, but open up more doors, right? Like, they're gonna
Hmm.
be opened up to, okay, so what's going on next? For example, Wu Tai, right? Like, they
Hmm.
talk about Wu Tai being this fucking foreign nation or foreign country, whatever. I don't fucking know. And they're like at war, but the war is at a standstill, quote unquote, because I don't know why the fuck it's on a standstill.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, we're gonna, like, if people die and people start talking, like, we'll just say the plate dropping was part of Wu Tai and Avalanche's like plan or whatever. And it's like, oh shit, so like, there's like all these things happening in the background that I'm like, okay, like, most likely they're gonna get touched up, and I'm gonna get to experience them in probably some of the next chapters, right? In the next
Yeah.
arcs that we're gonna see. So, like, for example, yeah, like Wutai, uh, at the close to the end, there's this fucking gentleman that looks like fucking Rocka from Kingdom Hearts. He looks like a soldier. He's dressed just like Cloud is, and he has a Buster Sword. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's this character at the end that I saw, and I was like, holy shit, who is this? And why is he phasing like 100 of the public security soldiers slash officers? Like, aren't they part of, like, aren't they the same team? Why are they fighting this guy? Like, is this guy? And if, at that point, I was like, like, boom, like, brain started like pumping. Like, is this a flashback? Is this, like, something happening at the same time? Because that's because I was like, it can't possibly be in the future. So, I was thinking, like, because he's holding the Buster Sword. But then, to my knowledge, I don't know how most soldiers look like. I've only seen that Roche guy or whatever in the bike, and he had a different sword. And they say Sephiroth is like ex-soldier or soldier. I don't know what the fuck it is, or he's just some ancient or whatever. I'm like, okay, well, like, maybe he has they have different swords, or what if the Buster Sword is just like a standard issue for soldiers, right? But since the only soldier that we know is Cloud, and maybe he has this one. I don't know, but he comes out, right? And then I did kind of see, like, just by googling Final Fantasy VII on Google or whatever, it came out like
Hmm.
Zack Fair, yeah, Zack Fair.
Hmm.
And from there, I was like, okay, so there's this guy. He's probably a soldier, or is he a soldier? Because I looked at his eyes, and his eyes were just blue. They didn't have like the cloud tint where they look in his eyes, and he's like, oh, like, you're a soldier, because, like, you've been fucking dipped in Mako or whatever. Uh, so I was like, oh shit. So is this guy a soldier? Is he not a soldier? Or is he a soldier before, like, the Mako experiments or whatever? And then fast forward. What's up?
It's a lot of interesting points that you're bringing up.
Oh shit. Okay, cool. Yeah, because I'm just
Yeah,
like,
I'm like, I'm not gonna answer like none of that, but pretty cool deductions that you've actually making up. Like that's like you've actually like really picked up a lot of stuff in the story.
oh fuck yeah, cool. Yeah, because like, I was like,
Which like props to you, but also like props to this game for actually like really like building up this world.
okay, fuck yeah, dude, thanks. Yeah, because I was paying like super close attention. I was like really enjoying this game, so I was super invested into, like, all the cutscenes, everything they're saying and shit. Because I generally wanted to play it, and I was really really fucking enjoying it. And then, so yeah, so that Zack character is there, right? And then
Hmm.
fast forward to literally like the last minutes before the game gives you the unknown fucking story will continue or whatever.
Yeah.
They're standing, over a cliff. It's like dawn. They're looking at a Midgard in the distance, and they're like, okay, well, like, we know we need to do or whatever. We need to fucking venture out there and do this and that, whatever. So they're clearly gonna advance, their journey outside of Midgar. Like, Midgar's now in the horizon. We're gonna do something else. And then as they turn around and Cloud starts walking, Aerith is like still standing there, and then boom, like, she sees like a double vision kind of memory flash or whatever, like in like real life. And then
Yeah.
and that Zack guy is carrying Cloud and shit, right? And like he's holding the Buster Sword, and then Cloud's all fucked up. He's like kind of like dying or whatever, and then he's just carrying him, like he's dragging him to like safety or something, right? So right there, I was like, man, okay, so is Zack? I'm sure he's one of like Cloud's fucking soldier bros and shit. Like, oh yeah, I became fucking bros in the military and shit, or whatever. And at that point, like, is that like Cloud and him like leaving the soldiers to become an ex-soldier? What happens to Zack? Does he die and it gives his fucking Buster Sword to fucking Cloud, and he's like, hey man, take this shit. I don't need it no more. Fight the good fight, my guy. I don't know. you know I don't know, like that's like my like, why is she seeing this? Is this a flashback? Is she looking at Cloud's past, and to what happened before he ever even got near to Midgar, like before the beginning of where the story begins? Or is that like maybe like a future sight, right? Maybe we meet this character like in the future, and Cloud's like fucking borderline dying, and then it's returned to Midgar. I don't know, right? But most likely I feel like it's gonna be the first one, because maybe the Buster Sword is one of a kind and he gives it to him, and that's like his thing, and that's why he was fighting soldiers, I mean security officers, because that's them rebelling and like leaving the pretty much being fucking going rogue, being
Okay.
deserters and shit. um and also because like how did he fight Sephiroth? Like Sephiroth at the beginning is like revered as fucking like crazy soldier, and then supposedly according to Cloud, Sephiroth's supposed to be dead. It's like, how is he still alive and this and that and like whatnot. So most likely like they did fight Sephiroth at one point. Maybe Sephiroth killed Zack, and then Cloud killed him, and that's it. Like boom, he's like, we're dead. I don't know, dude. But so that ending left me with a huge cliffhanger of like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is happening? What is gonna happen? Who is this rat dog 13? Like it will
That's
Barrett.
my son, dude. That's my fucking son. Don't you fucking disrespect him,
No,
bro.
I'm saying because when they asked him, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
Barrett's like
Lab rat dog.
Avalanche, and then look, a florist,
Look
lab
at
rat dog.
Forrest.
That shit, it killed me. It was so funny. It was so hilarious. I was like, yes.
It's so
I was
good.
like,
Yeah.
comedy. I gotta
All
love it.
right. All right, dude. So I'm about to fucking blow your mind.
A ver.
So for anyone that's listening to this that has played the original Final Fantasy VII, I've not told Moy anything about this game.
Yes, I didn't even ask you. Like you willingly, you're like, I'm not gonna tell you squat. And then me being like, you know what? Like, no, why would I spoil anything for myself? Like I don't like that. I like to go into things like blind, right? I don't like to look at a lot of things or research, because I'm just gonna kill the fun.
Yeah, exactly. But we did have a discussion because I knew he was gonna ask about Zack, and I told him that, hey, well, there's actually like a prequel game called Crisis Core, and we kind of have to pretty much spoil that game in order to talk about what's happening at the end of this game. But yeah, so Moy, you kind of fucking nailed it.
Fuck no way, really?
So the
Let's
I
fucking
won't go into
go.
like too much the story of Crisis Core,
Uh huh.
but at the end of Crisis Core, Sack dies.
Oh, okay.
So Sack dies because they deserted Shinra,
Oh fuck, let's fucking go. Wow.
and he's fighting all those Shinra grunts
Mm-hmm.
because he's trying to protect Cloud, and
Mm-hmm.
he dies protecting him. And as
Damn.
he's dying on that cliff,
Mm-hmm.
he gives Cloud the Buster Sword.
Oh fuck. Yo, let's fucking go. Damn, dude.
Bro, your brain is large, dude.
Oh fuck, dude. And that, dude, and I'm like 100% being honest and serious. Like I did not look anything up. Like
No,
nothing,
I
nothing.
believe you like 100%.
Because
Just because like you actually like went into like other theories that like kind of made sense as well, but like that one was just like holy shit, dude! Like he fucking got it.
yeah, because from that scene, like that little scene where he's like about to fight them, like all the grunts, and I was like, why would they be fighting a soldier? Like why? And why is he holding the Buster Sword? Like what the fuck? So and you know me, like I don't like spoiling shit. I get angry when I
Yeah,
see spoilers. I get like pissed. So please don't spoil shit for me. um, but yeah, dude, yeah,
uh,
like holy crap, that's kind of nuts. Wow.
yeah. So I mean, like that's another big point of this game of why I don't like it. So as you remember, when you see the sack scene,
Mm-hmm.
there's this weird little cheeky shot of a potato chip bag.
Oh yeah, with like the little helmet with the 3 stars or whatever.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's not the helmet. It's Stamp.
Oh
It's the puppy.
yeah, the one that Avalanche uses.
Yeah, but if you actually like look at the shot again,
Mm-hmm.
it's a different dog.
Yeah, because and the Avalanche, I did notice that the Avalanche one was like white, probably goes by the name of Spot, and and because
Well,
it's
yeah, it's a
spotted.
beagle. It's just a
Yeah,
beagle.
yeah, it's a big ass a spot and shit, and then the other one, the military one, looked like brown. If I remember correctly, it was like brown,
Yeah,
like all brown, like those brown like furry ones. I'm bad with dog breeds.
I looked it up. It's a border collie,
Okay.
but that doesn't matter. Like, point is, it's a different dog.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what that means? That
Mm.
scene with Zack is a different timeline.
Oh shit!
It's a different universe. It's a different dimension.
What?
Because in the original timeline, even like you could say, even where before the Whispers are defeated, leading to the point of Cloud being in Midgar. Cloud is in Midgar because Zack got him there, gave him the Buster Sword, and then died.
Mm-hmm.
And in that scene that we get, yeah, he's kind of fucked up because he fought a lot of
But
soldiers,
Zack is alive.
but Zack is alive.
He's still carrying him.
So
Oh
that is
my
a
god.
very big problem that I have. Honestly, I think that's the biggest problem that I had with this game. Zack is just a very important character to who Cloud is,
Uh huh.
and all that is just thrown away by him being alive. And like I
What?
mentioned earlier in the episode, is that I think multiple timelines and multiple dimensions is a cop out answer, and like this is like the biggest example.
Bruh.
And it's borderline like fan service now. Like it's like, well, what? Like, well, not fan service, like fan fiction. It's like,
Yeah, it's
well,
like,
what if Zack is alive?
what
Like,
if?
no, dude,
Yeah.
he has to die. Like, Zack Fair has to die for Cloud to be Cloud.
Damn. Well, when you put it like that, I guess, I mean, that makes fucking sense. Because, fuck, man. Because I'm trying to think of, like, let's say he does live, right? Let's say Zack does live. He does protect Cloud from dying, right? He doesn't necessarily have to die in order for Cloud to be dying. And then what if they get to Midgar and he shows them to Avalanche and he's like, "Hey, take care of my boy. I got to dip because I'm hot right now." I don't know. And then later in later in the future, like you actually get to play Zack as a character in the game. I don't know. I don't know. That's just me fucking farting shit out of my head, right? But that's kind of crazy. I mean, but if you're saying that like Crisis Core fucking ending, the point of that game is kind of like Cloud's creation, Cloud's backstory, his emotional and like mental torment kind of derives from that game. Then that would be kind of a little shitty for a lot of fans.
Yeah, so I mean, like that's a thing, like even if you like even if they do like something like along the lines that like you were saying,
Hmm.
where he just kind of introduces to Avalanche or something like that, like it's still just a different timeline.
Right,
Like
yeah.
that's it's clearly like not the timeline we're on.
Hmm.
And my not it's not really a theory. Like I kind of like firmly believe that this is like how they're doing things, is that there's essentially three different timelines now. There's just like the original timeline where it starts deviating into a separate timeline once the Whispers are defeated,
Hmm.
and then there's another timeline where like the point of the beginning of these timelines is Zack arriving to that cliff. So if he dies, it goes into the original timeline, and then it deviates again when the Whispers are defeated. But if Zack lives, then it creates like this brand new timeline that we don't know anything about,
Like this
because if he lives, like everything changes, like literally everything changes,
like this
and you'll
remake. This is probably the timeline that they're following.
yeah, exactly. So I can't like I can't explain it any further without spoiling like the original game. Like there's a lot of things that I can reference from the old game when like proving this point.
Right.
But like if you're a listener and you've played the original, like you realize like how important Zack's death was to Cloud.
Mm.
So yeah, there's just a lot of like things that like really upset me about this game, and that was honestly like the main one. And then again with fucking just blowing your mind. Do you remember the conversation that Aerith had with Cloud at the playground?
Oh yeah, her. Oh, don't tell me, was her fucking love Zach?
Yes, sir.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! No wonder they black. Oh my god! Ah. No wonder she's. And you know what happened? You want to hear? You want to hear what happened when I was playing that? I was playing it, and then I got a fucking system error from my PS4. Boom! I don't know what happened. Lost server contact. Some bullshit happened. Like
Oh no.
literally, dude, literally, like it was fucking perfect. How shitty that was. She was like about to say something, and then boom, it cut, and then it comes back up, and then she's like, she speaks. It's just her the mouth, like the mouth shot, moving
Yeah.
moving her lips, and then Cloud just boom, going to like this fucking trance and grabs his fucking head and shit in a headache. And I was like, what happened? But yes, I remember because she was like, how to love, and like, what was his name or whatever. And then she says the name, but you can't hear it. And then Cloud hears it, but the person can't. It's fucking Zach Flair, dude. He's a wrestler.
Zack Flair.
He's a wrestler, dude.
Yeah. So
Wow. Damn.
yeah. So that's why you get that last scene where Cloud and Aerith are walking away from Midgar, and they kind of like sense, like I guess I don't know if they sense it, but like you see that parallel between like Cloud and Zack walking towards Midgar.
Yeah.
It's because like it's just like Zack is essentially like the connection between the two.
Wow. Bruh. My fucking brain is like jelly right now. That's kind of nuts. And then also another
Yeah.
fucking theory I had. I mean, I don't know. This is just me, right? I don't know if it's fucking real or not. I think Aerith might be fucking related to like Sephiroth, but that's just me, right? Because I know they're like, supposedly like, oh, she's a descendant of the ancients or whatever. And
Mhm.
Sephiroth, I don't know if he's an ancient or another descendant. I don't know. I guess I just look at their eyes and then like they look pretty similar. And I don't know. And
It's funny that you mentioned that because when I was talking to our friend Brian,
mhm.
like we were like discussing like everything that happened in the game, and like he made a really good point about the game that if you don't really know anything about this game and you have like the biggest brain ever, you could probably make the connection that Aerith's like boyfriend was
Mhm.
Sephiroth.
Okay.
Yeah, like just because like the way that like just because she knows so much about him, and
Mhm.
then she just kind of says that like he's an ex-soldier, he's a war hero, blah 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 blah, and then it's just like it just seems like, and then just the fact that like actually you're like saying like maybe they're related, so it's like just implying that there's that connection
Yeah.
between them two, uh, and like it's just like obviously like I can like interpret everything that Brian said like off the top of my head. But yeah, like he made a really good point that like yeah, like you could actually just make that connection in a way. And
Mhm.
I just thought that was like really interesting. Just that they could do that, you know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Obviously, I already told you that her boyfriend was Sax, so
Right.
you know it's not.
Yeah. For sure. For
Uh,
sure.
but yeah, man. Yeah, like there's just it's just a lot in this game, man. Like that, like I said, it's an incredible game. Like I'm still playing. Like I'm honestly like after this, I'm probably gonna go back and play it.
Ooh.
Um, but just that last part, that last hour, just, oof, man. I won't even say that they went off the rails, man. They were on a different type of transportation method at that point.
Fuck. That's funny. That's kind of nuts
Yeah,
though.
like
I wouldn't have. Honestly, if I'm being honest with you, I felt like it was true to the original, at least in some way, that ending, because I was like, I don't know if they can like go too crazy far off like the original. It's because like it's a remake. It's not a redesigned or anything like that. Like it's supposed to kind of follow. Like it's just supposed to look a
yeah,
lot better and add stuff to it. But like changing the story might be a little bonkers at this point.
yeah, like not only that, like obviously you should always just be careful with that kind of stuff when
Mm-hmm.
touching like an old property,
Yeah.
but like it's not just any old property. It's
It,
Final Fantasy VII, man.
yeah, dude.
Like one of
It's
the most beloved games of all time.
mm-hmm.
So they took the biggest risk ever, and I don't know if it worked out. Like clearly, like people love it, and that's completely okay. It's just like me as a fan of this franchise, I'm very I'm a little disappointed in the ending,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm also a stan, so I'm gonna get whatever's next. So I'm hopeful,
Yeah.
like I'm looking forward to see like what they can actually do. Um, I can say like I'm not a fan of Nomura, like
Mm-hmm.
we've discussed it in the show previously. Like, not big into Kingdom Hearts. Um, I liked it when I was younger, but like, same thing. It kind of just went off the rails, and I stopped really caring about it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I'm just not a big fan of like Nomura's direction. So I really hope he can just kind of like come through with this one.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, man, like I feel you, dude. Because I mean, and like as far as Nomura speaking, right now, Final Fantasy speaking, because I don't know much about this franchise, and I'm not too familiar with like a lot of the stuff, right? Because my introduction to these characters initially was when I played Kingdom Hearts for the very first time on the PS2. You know, obviously I meet Aerith, Cloud in the Coliseum with Hercules and all that kind of shit, and I was like, who are these fucking characters? Like, I don't know them. I don't know who these people are. So, but like at a very young age though, like I knew Final Fantasy existed, and I was like, I know this is kind of like, kind of a connected in some way universe. So and eventually I was like, oh, they're Final Fantasy characters, cool. But I didn't care about them, because they're just there to like guide me a little bit, help me out, but
Yeah,
not really part of the main story. Like they're all looking for their own objectives to the side, apart from what I want as Zora.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
right.
I
So
mean, that's pretty much like every character in Kingdom Hearts besides like the main cast.
yeah, exactly. Right.
Like
So
you could argue that like maybe like Squall and like his gang like at like Hollow Bastion are like more
yeah.
meaningful to the plot,
Uh huh.
but like everything else, like every other Final Fantasy character and even every Disney character is almost just kind of like just like they just drive the plot a certain direction. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, I do for sure. So, so I don't know them that well as you do. But as far as like Nomura speaking, like I don't like what he did with Kingdom Hearts, man. Like honestly speaking,
Yeah.
like I don't like it, man. I'm a fucking lifelong fan of Kingdom Hearts, and it's like the game came out in like '04 or whatever. And nah, man, like what he did with Kingdom Hearts 3 is just not it, dude. Like,
Yeah.
and this is like, and I'm speaking like with nostalgia, right? And I'm speaking with like from like my critical quote unquote like analysis, right, of this game. Like 1 and 2, love them, still do. you know every like a bunch of the stuff that happened in between and then Kingdom Hearts 3, like no, like this game felt outdated. It was not good. The story was convoluted as fuck. I couldn't enjoy any of it. All I could enjoy was the music, because
Mhm.
everything was just so fucked at that point. Everything was so lost in this convoluted ass story that I don't need to get into, because we all know that we don't get it. We all know that we don't know this fucking story, right? So what I need to tell you when so and if you say I'm pretty sure you're just trying to fucking bullshit someone because
It's
because not even the creator knows.
it's funny because like I actually get that question at work a lot.
Uh-huh.
Like people will call me and tell me like, "Hey man, like what's Kingdom Hearts about?"
Yeah, no one knows,
And
man.
I can't, man. I'm like, so
Yeah,
there's Disney characters and there's Final Fantasy characters and there's hearts.
yeah, dude. So that's my fear, man, with this one. Like, and I get you, that you feel this fear because you've seen that happen with Kingdom Hearts. I'm sure you wanna see that kind of story, like convulsion, I guess, whatever, like just crazy narrative go down with one of your favorite franchises, and one special that's already embedded into people's minds, embedded into their nostalgia, and embedded into gaming culture. Which if he does kind of go off the rails with this one, it's gonna be a tough one for people to receive positively, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not judging and I'm not like looking at this with any sort of prejudice or anything. I'm looking at
Mhm.
this with completely open and bright eyes and welcoming of, whatever he feels like will enhance the experience of this remake, right? Because so far this one, I loved it. I enjoyed it. I have no nostalgic attachment to it. Maybe that's why I liked it so much. Maybe I feel different if I had, a background with this game. But for looking at this critically for just this project itself, I felt it was great. But obviously we'll see how it goes with whatever he comes with next.
Yeah, you pretty much nailed it, man. I mean, one thing I kind of mentioned to like everyone that I talked about this game to,
Mm-hmm.
uh, is it's not as bad as like this sounds, but it's like a pretty apt comparison to how I feel that some of the changes, like what the changes cost to the original timeline,
Mm-hmm.
is that I like when I finished this game, I felt the same way I felt when I watched Rise of Skywalker.
Ah, really?
And it's not necessarily saying that like I was just disgusted with it,
Oh fuck.
because I was disgusted with Rise of Skywalker, but
Yeah.
I just felt like a lot of the things that happened in that movie
Mm-hmm.
kind of just deleted anything that happened in the previous uh, movies,
Right. Yeah.
and it was like not just like, oh, they're just kind of like retconned a bunch of stuff. Like, no, they kind of just made like the fact that Anakin was the chosen one. They just kind of made that irrelevant because Rey is super fucking strong.
Right. Yeah.
So that's kind of how I compare the fact that they're making Zack live in this one.
Mm-hmm.
It just it's one of those things that have to happen for the story to move on. Like honestly, like I think it's pretty bad that Biggs and Wedge are still alive,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not as upset about that as I am with Zack living. Like, like I think if Biggs and Wedge are alive, it's fine. I don't think much different things happen by
Right.
them being alive. But Zack is a big one.
Okay. Yeah, he definitely seems like one of those key main characters instead of like Wedge and Biggs. They sound like, they're clearly side characters, they're characters that are there to bridge, things between the story.
Yeah. So Um, yeah, like that's pretty much it for that. Like, I mean, like I said, like I'm still super looking forward to whatever happens next. Like I said, I think we will get DLC, and honestly, like when I was talking to my girlfriend about it, we
Mm-hmm.
are kind of like theorizing that since Zack's living is a different timeline, like hey, like maybe we just get it as a DLC. Maybe it really doesn't matter to the story, but it's just maybe just a little bit more fan service for people that really like Zack.
Perhaps. Huh?
Also, like, wow, complete side point, but you actually see Zack in Kingdom Hearts. I completely forgot about that.
Do you really?
Yeah, I don't remember where. Man, was it? I think it's in Birth by Sleep.
Really?
Yeah, he like starts flirting with Aqua.
Oh,
Like,
what?
yeah, like my girlfriend told me that he starts flirting with Aqua, but like I remember seeing Zack like in like the Kingdom Hearts like art style.
Oh, wow. I'm trying to remember it, but I can't.
Yeah, you
I'll
should look
probably
into
look
it
it up.
because yeah, I'm pretty sure he comes out.
Oh shit. Okay.
So yeah, like like he really is like a fan favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
But again, has to die, has to
Hmm.
die.
Has to
So
die.
like I think I'm hoping that they're just kind of going for the fan service route where they just kind of want to give us more sad content and then just
Yeah.
kind of put it as a side story, and that's a different timeline that doesn't really matter. But then that's just gonna convolute their like main storyline a little bit more, just
Uh-huh.
because they already kind of put it in the main timeline. Like
Right.
not that they put it in the main timeline, but they alluded at it by showing Zack and Cloud walking towards Midgar and passing by Cloud and Aerith.
Right.
So
Ah, damn.
yeah, so lots of things about this game, but we'll see what happens next.
Yeah, dude. And I guess before we end this episode, Jesus,
Yes.
I do want to throw out one last thing, and it was probably the best thing, my favorite thing. It's a honeybee in thing.
Oh my god.
Dude, the scene where Cloud dances with Andrea or yeah,
Yeah,
Andrea.
yeah.
Yeah, oh my god, dude. When they're dancing, holy shit, dude. I could not wipe the smile off my face. It was,
It's so cute.
dude, it was the most fucking adorable, fucking cool, like thing ever. Like, and then fucking Aerith just like clapping like in the crowd, like all excited. Dude,
Yeah.
that shit just, oh my god, it was just a really, really good fucking, like, I don't know, like scene. It just made me like giggle a lot. Like, it was, I thought it was cute. It was just cool. It was just cool.
Yeah, like yeah, there's a lot of really cool scenes. That's actually new to the remake. I mean, yeah, you get to cross dress and everything in the original,
Mhm.
uh, but yeah, you don't get a damn scene.
Yeah, that was cool, dude. And especially it's
So
like a
yeah,
little,
yeah,
like a
it was
shit,
super extra, but it was
yeah,
so good.
shitty little rhythm fucking mini game. I was like,
Oh
let's
god, that
go.
shit fucking sucked, man. I couldn't see anything, man.
Oh no. Yeah, dude. I don't know, I just want to throw that out there because I felt like that was really fucking cool.
Cool, cool. Yeah. So, like, any final thoughts? Anything you want to wrap up about this game?
uh, no, not really, man. I feel like I kind of said what I need to say. It's a really good game. I really have, no like bad things that like mess with my gameplay or like story wise. Nah, man. Like, I mean, for what they gave me and for what I know and for what I experienced, I liked it, man. I think it was crisp. It was clean. Uh, I can clearly see where the hours of work went into this game because I felt like it was really polished. No, with obviously with the little graphics here and there, but again, it's like,
Yeah, like you said, that yeah, there are little slip ups, but it doesn't do much to like hurt the gameplay.
yeah, yeah. And I'm just looking forward to the next one. Hopefully we'll see when we get it. Probably years from now, but you never
But yeah,
know.
that's why I'm thinking we'll get DLC because there's no way they can just blue ball us like that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. That's why I'm probably gonna play the original now on the Switch.
And I'm really excited. Like I really honestly like I think we should just do an episode of Final Fantasy VII once you finish the original.
Ooh.
Because
Ooh.
like that would be really interesting, especially now after because we can really go in depth into the Final Fantasy storyline after you finish the first one,
All right. Nah, I'm super
and
down,
then
dude.
and then now we can just theorize.
There we go, dude. And that's what I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck I was saying. I'm just like, yeah.
Just like yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, dude, yeah, let's fucking do whatever, man. I'm super down.
yeah.
Now I get it,
Oh,
dude. Final Fantasy's cool.
yes.
Oh shit. Oh, dude, but
Uh,
yeah, dude, good stuff, good stuff.
yeah, yeah. This was a really fun episode.
Dude, I had a
Uh,
blast. Holy shit,
I'm
like,
really glad we did it. This is our first one back, and it's just Final Fantasy.
and it's
So
good, man. It's good. I really fucking loved it. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
yeah. Well, with that being said, thank you.
And good night.